Hey good people, this video is called 10 Reasons RD Rocks. First half, I'm gonna share 10 reasons why RD rocks. Second, I'll break down how RD works in super simple plain language. Alright, to introduce myself and lightly qualify myself, my name's Thomas Tran. I use any pronouns. And I've been in recovery for a minute, like 17 years, and I've been doing Recovery Dharma probably since it started about 6 years ago. And I previously served on the Recovery Dharma Board of Directors, where I wrote some trifolds that got approved for official RD literature. And that's one of them is a newcomer trifold, which I'm using as the basis, the foundation of this video. And to make sure this video is kind of balanced, I want to send love and give credit to the 12-step programs that I've deeply benefited from, namely NASAA, CODA, ITAA, which I have deep, heartfelt gratitude for. And then these days, I benefit so much from Recovery Dharma, and that's what I really want to highlight, is how I benefit differently from Recovery Dharma. And then I want to share that and highlight these benefits so you can figure out for yourself if you resonate with these and to see if RD might be a good fit for your journey. Recovery Dharma for me has just really changed my recovery, but also my life in a way that I think I've been needing. And so for me, this is a real huge honor to kind of even get to share this message with someone. So yeah, thank you for letting me be of service. I'm gonna play the video. Again, it's called 10 Reasons RD Rocks. Here we go.
You've probably heard of 12-step programs like AA and NA, and what happens when that doesn't work for you. Maybe you don't like the idea of a higher power, or you don't like calling yourself an addict, or counting days doesn't work for you, or maybe you like meditation. I liked meditation. I liked mindfulness. And these things help for some people, right? So that's where Recovery Dharma comes in. So I'm gonna just share the trifold. All right, so here are my top 10 reasons why I think Recovery Dharma rocks. So check it out. In 12 step, there's like a different program for each addiction. And then Recovery Dharma, so we got all addictions in one program. So Recovery Dharma, it's an umbrella for everything. We don't really address like addictions differently. It's all addictions, one program. We address the root cause of all suffering. Can you imagine that? Number two, every meeting is a meditation meeting. And it's obvious, but it doesn't really say that in a book. Number three, we are trauma informed. So if trauma is important to you. Number four, higher power, not required in Recovery Dharma. Number five, we're all about your empowerment. Number six, you don't actually need to be a Buddhist. We're Buddhist inspired and not required. Number seven, we don't rely on motivators of fear and shame. Number eight, you don't need to introduce yourself with labels such as, hello, my name is Thomas, I'm an addict. Or for me, it was more shameful, such as, hi, I'm a sex addict. That's like weird to say. You don't need to reduce yourself to day counts. In the AA meeting script, I'm being asked, who here has less than 30 days, which is equivalent to me as who here relapsed in the last 30 days. And then number 10 is really cool. And this is like a realization that like, I had a Dharma teacher tell me. Although Recovery Dharma is just founded like 6 years ago, it builds on time-tested foundation of Buddhist principles, which is over 2,500-year-old recovery program. So like compassion, meditation, mindfulness, these are all widely studied and completely validated by modern science. So some dude Buddha figured it out like 2,500 years ago. That's spot on with science. All right, so let's keep going. Everyone struggles, we know that, and Buddhism is based on this thing called the Four Noble Truths. I'll read here. Does anyone understand suffering? It's those of us battling addiction. We've tried to quit, but like a record stuck in a loop, we find ourselves drawn back into the cycle. We're right back at suffering again. At Erisvote, the Buddha discovered a way out of the endless cycle of suffering and shared four truths that form the core of our program. These truths don't just explain why we suffer, they show us exactly how to break free. And despite calling them truths, the Buddha surprised everyone by famously telling his community, not to simply believe him blindly. Isn't that crazy? He has challenged everyone to put teachings to the test and only believe them if we experience them firsthand. So the Dharma refers to the whole of the Buddhist teachings. That's why we call this program the Recovery Dharma. So let's take a look at the foundations together and check out these truths for ourselves. Here are the four truths. First, there is suffering. We experience suffering in this life. Check, I have. Two, there's a cause of suffering. We experience that attachment, aversion, and confusion lead to suffering. Aversion is when we push stuff away or run away from something. Check. Number three, there's a way of ending suffering. We experience that less attachment, less running away, less confusion leads to less suffering. Yep, I've experienced that. And before, there's a path that leads to the end of suffering. And we experience and practice, and we find that there is a way to recovery and awakening. We develop this along the way, and we share this in our meetings, and we find out more and more that this is true. So basically, that's it. So if you experience all this here, then we start to walk this Eightfold Path. And yes, I hear you. The Eightfold Path sounds really confusing. So here's a simplified way to understand it. The Eightfold Path is just a skill set. Yeah, because Eightfold Path just sounds confusing to me. How do you fold a path? The Eightfold Path is a skill set. It includes 8 specific skills that we level up to become free of suffering. They are first, understanding reality, good intentions, good communication, good at action, ethical life work, balancing effort, and then mindfulness, and then concentration. So yeah, you can notice that these aren't just abstract ideas. They're legit tools that we apply to our recovery and our everyday lives. And by increasing our skillfulness with each skill, we sharpen the tools we need to overcome addiction. And we live more fulfilling lives. And it's just like any other skill, get more skillful, we practice, and we get better and better. But there's a lot of similarities between 12-step recovery now and Buddhism, which is really cool. So the practice, this is what we've been practice in recovery now is to recover. There are 7 main things we do in recovery now, and they're really similar to other programs, all 12-step programs. But there's an added focus on the benefits of everyday meditation. First of all, is renunciation, tied into spiritual principles that are in 12-step of honesty and integrity, where we commit to an abstinence or sobriety, if you will, from addictive substances. For process addictions, we have to identify needs in order to set boundaries and take care of ourselves. But basically, it's all about boundaries for process addictions. That's important. Well, first, I'll explain. So, there's 2 branches of addictions. First, there's substances, which is substance, drugs, alcohol. And then there's process addictions, which is everything else. Anything that's not a substance is a process addiction. So that's real easy. That's like codependency, that's work, that's shopping, so sex addiction, that's food. So those are the major, anything that's not a substance. Super easy. Next, number 2, meditate every day, 365. Spirituality and humility. So we strive for a daily meditation practice. I suggest like even starting with a minute every day. Even take 3 breaths. Third is we do meetings, willingness and service. We attend meetings, participate, and become of service. Number 4, we practice the path, spiritual principles, open-mindedness, and discipline. We deepen our understanding and practice of the Four Noble Truths and the skills of the Eightfold Path. Number 5 is one of the most important in every fellowship, inventory, courage and awareness. We transcend beyond our addictive habits and heal the causes and conditions of our suffering through writing and sharing in-depth, detailed inquiries. This is a very important part of every recovery program requires this. All right. Number 6, community, love and connection. We cultivate healthy, supportive relationships in our recovery community. That includes mutual support. Number 7, growth. Progress is perfection. We undertake a lifelong journey of growth and awakening. All right, so we know it's a longitudinal journey, not just in a 30-day rehab and I'm graduating. Right? All right. Recovery Dharma is one of the few programs that's trauma informed. So one important teaching of the Dharma is karma, which is the law of cause and effect. So with karma, we investigate the root causes of our addictions. often finding pain and trauma are at the core. Aligned with Gabor Mate's research, our trauma-informed approach is crucial to our recovery because with self-compassion and then judgment, we can finally gently reflect on why we turned to our addictions. There are no outside issues in Recovery Dharma. We address our suffering holistically and we understand that every part of who we are is interconnected. Our peer-led program is all about empowerment and transformation. We learn to trust in our own potential to heal and grow. There's a pure seed of goodness untouched by addiction that's ready to be nurtured. In recovery, everyone deserves a chance and a choice, regardless of the past. Our wish is that everyone struggling with addiction can find a program that supports their own unique healing journey. May we all be free from suffering. Yeah, that's my spiel. Check it out. You can go to these links. I think a really good link is, of course, this recoverydharma.org/meetings. You can find a bunch of meetings there. You can also get the book is free, recoverydharma.org/book. And you can get the PDF free. The paperback is just $10. You can get that shipped to you within a couple of days from Amazon. Yeah, if you're looking for something different than what's really being offered, you should give this a shot, especially if you have a meeting in your area. Even just to add it to their 12-step regimen, there's just kind of a more laid back atmosphere about it that helps me stay calm. So I really wanted to highlight this part right here. There's a pure seed of goodness untouched by addiction that's ready to be nurtured because there was a long period of my life where I really gave up on myself and really believed that I was just doomed and that I was no good. I was irredeemable. I had done a lot of not good things. I know a lot of us have felt that way. It's really nice when we're able to see a glimpse of that or start to believe that that's the Buddha's life is a really good testament to helping us believe that this is possible. In the beginning of the book, it says the Buddha's human and so are we. And the Buddha's case, like he had everything. He had all the chicks, he had all the food, he had all the riches, he had all the prestige, and even that didn't make him happy. And so if like, and he could have attained happiness the entire time. And that's like a parallel, an analogy to our own lives. Like, what amount of getting, what amount of promotions at work, graduations, and whatever it is that we keep trying to chase? When do we get what we get that makes us happy? Finally, when do we get that satisfaction? It's kind of nice to be able to know that if someone has everything, they couldn't be happy until just meditated. It's really cool to see that we can have that too at any time, and that it's not a matter of getting, it's a matter of sitting. And so, no matter how broken we are, we can still access it. And what's a trip is the reason why I kind of sat in this particular spot is because of this right here. So I better stop sharing. Boop. All right, because of this thing right here. This is one of the Buddha's disciples, this dude named Sariputra, one of the foremost disciples over 2,500 years ago. He's legendary. This guy's in like many songs and poems, sutras. I thought this dude was dead. Oh, well, obviously it is. I thought all of his remains were lost, but apparently there are remains of this person existing here. And I thought they were lost to time. I thought they were no longer anywhere. They're there. And I think it's a testament to like kind of the pure seed of goodness that we think no longer exists, but it's there. It is kind of cool, very cool that there's a tangible piece of Sariputra that I thought was gone and it is yet still there. Yeah, recovery isn't one size fits all. Uh, and if you've been looking for something different, Recovery Dharma, you gotta check it out, really. It's just a whole different flavor. I've been doing like 12 step, 11, whatever years before I found Recovery Dharma, and I went all in. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you found this video helped, please share it with someone that might need it. Okay. Feel free to subscribe and like. All right. Good times. Be well.